Alright, hey guys, so I'm gonna do a medical, mystery kind of thing update on Grayson. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and mainly one of the reasons I want to do it is because I feel like there's other people out there who are struggling with the same thing, either with their kid or with themselves, and I really want, feedback if anybody even watches this video or, sees this and has some kind of, insight as to what we're battling, what it could be, or, if they're going through the same thing and they don't know either, if, we could help each other, or, it's just easier to get answers from the public versus, the small amount of doctors and stuff that we're seeing. And if I get an answer, I want to be able to share with people who may be struggling with the same thing. So, little backstory, I have a son who's 1, and he turned 1 in August, so he's about to be a year and a half next month. And he was born overdue. He was born 41 weeks in 1 day. Everything was fine, labor, pregnancy, everything was fine. There was meconium when he was born, when my water broke, but he didn't ingest it, so he didn't go to the NICU or anything. But when he was, the first night when he was sleeping and stuff, I noticed that he was, choking on his spit. And I called the doctor, and I was like, dude, what is going on with my son? And they're like, all newborns do it. He's just, coughing up, extra amniotic fluid, and he's fine. Sorry, my hair's driving me insane. So I just assumed, the doctors were right. Well, when he was about 1.5 months old, we were at home, and he was coughing so bad and choking that I almost called 911 because I was like, what is going on? He wasn't breathing right. And I took him to the shower. I did the whole, the steaming thing, and nothing seemed to work. All doctors were saying were do saline, suction it out, and he wasn't gaining any weight. And so the doctors were concerned because, his weight was so low, and the coughing and the choking stuff were so low. So they put him on Zantac for his reflux to see if that could help, because he was spitting up, but that didn't help. So then we put him on allergy meds to see if, maybe it's allergies that's causing this. That wasn't helping. So we basically just fought this battle up until he was around 8 months. We were in and out of the doctor for this cough and congestion that he had because it was getting worse, and nobody could tell me what it was that was going on. So we tried all these different kind of medications. Around 9 months, 10 months, he got the back allergy shot thing to see if it was all environmental. So we tested for pollen, or not pollen, we tested for dust mites, mold, dog, cat, just environmental things. And all of those came back negative. And I was like, okay, so it's not environmental. So we went through keeping him on the allergy medicine, keeping him on the Zantac to see if that would help, and just basically fighting it with saline and stuff like that. And it seemed almost some days were better than others, and some days were, just absolutely horrible. And I don't know, I could not pinpoint what it was. I figured out when he was around 11 months, when we went into the doctor, we put him on a nebulizer. So he got the albuterol every 4 hours, and he got the budesonide steroid twice a day. The albuterol seemed to help right after he got the treatment, and it broke up whatever was the mucus inside of him, but nothing would come out, so it just sat there. He got tested for pneumonia, for RSV, for bronchitis and all these things, and everything came back negative. He got the x-rays and stuff, and everything came back negative. So basically, he sounded like he had pneumonia and bronchitis, but it was coming back negative. So he has the nebulizer treatment that he's supposed to be on every 4 hours, every 4 to 6. And at 11 months, I finally was like, you know what, dairy is making his cough and his congestion 10 times worse. It was making it horrible. So I finally ruled out dairy. I said, you know what, no more milk, no more cheese, no more yogurt. He can be on soy milk or almond milk. I personally already drink almond milk, so it wasn't a big change in my household. But he was put on soy formula when he was 11 months to see if, if it's breast milk that was causing the issue, because I was breastfeeding him at the time. And that wasn't helping at all either. So we went to the doctor, and we're like, you know what, this is making it worse. She's like, okay, well, fine, let's just rule it out. So we ruled out dairy. Well, when he was 1, and he was still doing the treatments and stuff, I really started cracking down on what it was, because it wasn't getting better. And even ruling out dairy still wasn't working. So he was on the Zantac and the allergy medicine and the humidifier, the nebulizer, And then they started putting him on at one singular. So it's like these little packet powder things that you put into his milk or his juice or whatever, or water. And he does that once a day. And that wasn't helping either. So it almost seems like that doesn't do anything for him, but because the doctor said to try it, we tried it. Now that's 5 different medications a day that I'm supposed to be doing for him. Some of those are twice a day, and it's like almost overloading him. And if he like went without it, his body didn't know what to do. So we tried all these things, and when he was right after he turned 1, we went and saw the ENT through my insurance, and they did the x-ray to see maybe it's his adenoids. Maybe he's just, his tonsils and adenoids are really big. If we have to take them out, we'll take them out, which is a risky surgery because he's so little. But if that was the case, that was the case. So we did the x-ray. Again, negative. His adenoids and tonsils look small. So it wasn't that. So then we went, when he was around, I say 13, 14 months, I told his doctor, I was like, I'm tired of, all these appointments. I'm tired of all this medication. I'm going to try not to cry right now. And I was like, I need an answer. I need you guys to tell me, what it is that, what does he have? And so she recommended us to go to Children's Hospital and go to the pulmonary clinic up there. So we went to the pulmonary clinic, and I saw one of the pulmonologists up there who's amazing. I will recommend him. And this was all in DC, and they're a top hospital, like national hospital. So I went in there and I told him what's going on. I told him all the medication that he's on, and he said what he recommended was another chest x-ray, a pulmonary workup, to go to this clinic where I sit down with all these doctors within Children's Hospital, and they give insight as to what it could be, and just see if that would work. So basically, he again could not tell me what it was. He asked if when I went to the ENT, if they did like a nose scoping, and I told him no, that they didn't. And he's like, well, that's the first thing they should have done. And I was like, well, I can't tell a doctor how to do their job. So he recommended us going to this aerodigestive clinic. Now, only 10 to 12 kids out of the entire hospital get to go to this clinic because we are taking up all the doctor's times. We're taking up ENT. We're going to go see GI. We're going to go see pulmonary. We're going to go see speech and food. And we're going to go see gastro. So all these people were going to come, and I was really worried that he wasn't going to get into this clinic because it is so rare. But within about, I want to say like 3 weeks, they called and they were like, you know what, can you come? And I was like, absolutely. And I didn't think I was going to hear anything until middle of January, but this is in November. So he was like, come to this clinic and see if we can help you. So we went to the clinic, and I met with every single doctor. I met with the GI, and I said, you know what, now, for the past month before this appointment, he was throwing up about once a day. And I could not pinpoint, why he was throwing up, but he was like a lot. So I didn't know why, he was throwing up, and they didn't know why either. But they put him on a different reflex medicine to see if this would help. And ENT did a scoping while we were there, and again, negative. They said the adenoids and the tonsils look fine. Everything looked fine, and that's not why. So then we also saw pulmonary, and pulmonary was the biggest one because they did change his medicine. So now no longer is he on the nebulizer treatments. He is on a steroid inhaler with the spacer and the albuterol with the spacer, which is so much more convenient because he is one and he is mobile, and when we go out and stuff, it's really hard to carry the nebulizer machine, find an outlet and stuff like that. And if he's really sounding really, really bad and I'm away and all of a sudden he gets, really bad, it's really hard to just, carry that thing with you or remember it or carry the boxes of vials. It was just a lot. So I was super thankful that we got the inhaler and that kind of things. So basically, it's pulmonary just said try these medications, and if it doesn't work, then he recommends me to come back and see him. Gastro thinks that maybe he's aspirating it, and maybe there's something in his body that is not formed right, but again, we don't know. So gastro wants us to go do a swallow study to see if maybe he's aspirating some of the stuff that he's doing. And I told him that water, even at water, is like making it worse. So they recommend us to go see a sleep study. the swallow study, and then speech and the food therapist saw him to like watch him eat to see if like when he eats it's like makes him sound horrible or, and again she said that he's fine. He knows the amount of words that he's supposed to, he's eating fine, but basically all of them combined just said that we still don't know, we don't have an answer, try this medication and go to a sleep study. So we went to the sleep study, and going to a sleep study for a 1-year-old honestly is traumatizing, I think, for the parent as well as the child. This was through Children's National, so everything that we went and did there is all within like one system, and they were amazing. They were awesome. Like the person who did it was so awesome, and they put 25 different like leads on him. They monitored his like carbon dioxide, his oxygen, his breathing, you know, his pulse, like everything that they could possibly do, they did. And I just got the results about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and nothing. They said that maybe he could have sleep apnea and that's why he sounds like this, but the results came back and he woke up 67 times within 8 hours. Like his brain woke up 67 times, but he woke up fully 16 times. So something is causing him to wake up, to, you know, cough and have all this like breathing problems, but nobody can figure out, you know, what it is. So the next thing that route we have to go is the swallow study, which is coming up soon. And that's, they're going to check for malrotation to see if like something like his intestines aren't formed right, or, you know, if he is aspirating the drinks and stuff. But again, nobody knows. Like nobody has any type of idea. And after the swallow study, because it's like, that's yellow. The swallow study is yellow kind of test because it's almost severe but not really severe. The next one is a biopsy. Now this one freaks me out and anybody out. He's 1 year old. He's like a little baby. To have to put him under and go to the OR and do like a biopsy on him is horrible. And if it has to come back negative after him going through surgery, I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I just want to know why he always sounds horrible, you know, why he is breathing the way he is. And like I said, some days when he wakes up he sounds amazing and I'm like, oh my gosh, you grew out of it, you're fine. And then 5 hours later, 3 hours later, he sounds horrible and his cough sounds just like horrible, and I know he's uncomfortable and I know he doesn't feel good, but I don't know what it is that's causing him. And it's frustrating because we've been battling this for 1.5 years, and I've gone to see every doctor I could possibly see, the best doctors, you know, at Children's National, and nobody can tell me what is causing him to sound like this. And I'm tired of, you know, giving him all these medications. He's 1 year old. I'm tired of throwing all these things at him and, you know, try this, try that, try this, try that. Like, at what point do you guys just say stop? Like, stop doing this to him because it's not working. And I just want an answer. I want to know what it is. Like, even when I went back to his pediatrician for something like Smalls, like pink eye, it sounded horrible. And she was like, I just want to go in and like suction you out. I was like, I know, but when you do that, nothing comes out. It's like stuck in his breathing cavity, whatever it's called. And for some reason, nobody can tell me where it's coming from. The pulmonologist, when we went with him and saw him, said that his body's making too much mucus for his body. Nobody knows why. His like what is going on with him mimics like CF, and that's what the doctors were like, you know, is it cystic fibrosis? But he was already tested for that as a newborn and it came back negative, and he's gaining weight. So that's one of the things that they ruled out. But I don't know if there's like another type of thing. There are genetic disorders that could possibly be what he has, and we won't know until we do a biopsy. But it's gonna take him going to the OR to find out, and I'm scared. I'm literally scared because he shouldn't have to go through this at one. He should, like, I'm just frustrated with doctors, and I know that they're doing their best, but I'm frustrated as to why nobody can figure out what's going on with him. Why is he choking? Why is he coughing so bad? Why does he have to depend on 5 different medications a day just to, you know, be fine, but half the day, and then when it wears off, he sounds horrible, you know? So I'm at a standstill right now as far as what we can do, since we still have to go to the swallow study. I'm hoping that we have answers. I'm hoping that the swallow study shows that he's aspirating, or that when he does the swallow study, something in his body is not formed right. That way, if, you know, there's an answer. It's going to suck if he has to have surgery to fix it, but at least it's not like surgery to go in there and find out what's wrong. If anybody has any type of, like, comments on what could possibly be going on, I really would love to hear them, or I'd love to read them, or contact me with, you know, stories that may sound the same as you guys. When I went to Children's Hospital, they did say that 50% of children who are going into this for a chronic cough kind of sound like what he has. The only problem is nobody knows why. So they wanted me to participate in this survey, in this, like, clinical study on his breathing and his coughing and stuff like that, to try and rule out in the future for other children what this could be and make it like a faster and easier thing, or to, you know, research maybe there's something that these kids are being born with nowadays that nobody knows. So he did want us to participate that. He said it's not going to help our case just because he is already past that and we're already in between the study, but it is going to help all, you know, all the other kids. And I was like, absolutely, because if I can help any mom not have to go through this and not have to go through all these testings and their child have to be, you know, poked and prodded, absolutely. But yeah, so if anybody has any, like, any comments, or, you know, you think you know what this could be, or, you know, you have any questions or anything, basically anything at all, I will take everything. And I'm really interested to see. I'm still doing research. My mom is still doing research on, you know, what this could be. The doctors are still doing research. They still don't know. But I'm really interested to finding out what this is, and if it is something that is becoming known with all these other children, that I can help somebody else. And maybe this year, maybe these next couple months, I will get a final diagnosis on him, and I hope it's a diagnosis that is treatable and fixable. But right now, he's on 5 different medications a day, and nothing's doing anything. So I'll try and post more updates on him and, you know, what's going on, the next appointment that we have, and I'll let you guys know if I find out anything else. But in the meantime, just leave me a comment if you guys have anything to say, and I'm really excited to read them all. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's such a long video. Bye.